All right, so now we're going to take a look at that double under pass. Stacking pass is great. It's a very basic, it's a staple of jiu-jitsu, but you don't get a lot of success with that at the higher levels because no one ever lets you connect their hands. So when we get double unders, I'm a realist. I want to go for what I can actually get, and getting either to the butt skirt, the pants, or the belt can be real, but you're going to have to work for it. The best possible for me is getting my hands on the belt. The belt is a really good place to control because it's on top of the butt skirt. If their belt comes off or they tie their belt loosely, you'll have to grab the pants, all right? And I'm not a big fan of putting my fingers inside the pants. I like my fingers. I don't want them to get ripped off, all right? So let's take a look at how we sit through to side control. All right, there are a number of reasons or ways that we would go to this or get to this. You know, a lot of people will start standing, they'll come in almost like Greco style and drive my head towards the belt line and my hands go underneath. But regardless, however that happened, I come in here. Now, we looked at a defense where they start to come here. We can never let them do that. So my elbows need to stay in nice and tight, but also my legs need to stay in nice and tight. And the way that he's got his feet on my hips, this is very common. So what I'm going to do after grabbing the belt, okay, you can see my pinkies are close to the floor, is I'm going to sit like I'm almost Keisakatami. Now when I do that, my base may get compromised back this way, but that's okay. Even if he starts to try and dump you that way, we're still going to come out. I'm just doing it slow. If that's the case and he forces my hand, he's going to force my pass, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit with my leg almost like I'm sitting through Keisakatami. What that does is it protects the inside of my thigh so he can't grab underneath it. If he does it, that's what I'm talking about on the other side. Don't do it here, okay? That leg, if he hooks underneath the thigh, guys, game's over. I'm going to start pushing myself into half guard and coming up to pass. But for this instance, I've sat and I've tucked my knees together. You can see my knees are touching. Now there's no way that you can hook my thigh, right? Can't happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull with my arms at the same time as I throw my legs towards the head. Now, sometimes I'm going to get side control. More often than not, I'm either going to get north-south or he's going to turtle. One or the other. So we're going to look at side control, and we're going to look at turtle. But first, side control. So I'm here. I'm going to hike my legs forward at the same time as I pull with my arms. My hips are going to come. I'm going to come all the way up. Now remember that I've got my hands on the belt. It's going to be very difficult for him to try and get his body back involved here. The important thing is my head. My head is going to dictate the pass on this. Because as I'm shucking, remember my head is the last thing to come out. So as I'm shucking, my head comes around, I'm dropping that shoulder, but I'm maintaining a good grip with the belt. When I get that, I'll pull him in, right here, okay? If he starts to elbow push and he starts going up to turtle, I'm just going to step over the head and I still take control. So I was tight, boom, I came in here and I sat Keisakatami. Look at how I keep my knees nice and tight. I'm going to shuck my legs forward, keeping my elbows tight, pulling with my arms, shucking here. One, I pull him in with my arms. He starts to turtle. When he starts to turtle, I step over and I take the back. All right, full speed, guys. This one's a little dynamic. Right, I'm under, boom, I sat through, here. He tried to turn, he didn't even try to turtle, he just gave me his back that time. That'll happen, guys. When you're shucking, they're going to freak out. They're like, oh my God, right? But the head has to clear the thigh. Once the head clears the thigh, boom, we're dropping that shoulder on the outside of the hip, ripping the belt back into you, and be prepared. If they turtle, whoop, step over the head. Double under, Keisakatami. Knees touching, my pinkies are touching the floor. Can't be up here. Has to be down towards the bottom, okay? Pulling, shucking, oh, he tried to turn away, right onto the back. I'm tight here, boom, I sit, my feet walk forward, boom, I shuck, he tried to give me the back. So here, right, his feet are on my thighs or my hips, boom, I sit through. If he tries to check my base this way, that doesn't stop me from coming out. You see what I'm talking about, right? They take the knees, boom, pull with your arms, throw your feet. The important thing is getting your feet as close or as far to the head as you can. If you can get past the head, we're golden. Be prepared. They're going to freak out. And you can stop them from rolling sometimes. You throw your feet just by pulling with your arms. Just give them a good tug. Let's look at that tug one more time so you can see what I'm talking about. A little bit of a diagonal. Watch my arms, okay? So I'm here. Boom, I sat through. When I go to shuck, he's gonna start to move and I'm gonna pull my arms. I come here, boom. You see that? Pull. Don't hesitate to muscle them around holding the belt.